Oh, the rogue snakes dealt with them so wisely, so deceitfully with the children of Israel, as to break their spirits as well as their bodies. It was not enough for their sadistic hearts that the Jews dreaded the never-ending, the endless work of clay and bricks, but they had to degrade them. Those who generations earlier had come to the land of Egypt and as honored princes were put to work cleaning streets and markets, toilets, and the pure religion they had inherited from the holy patriarch was scorned and derided. The evil decrees flowed from one another, and no sooner had the first come to the end when the second and third came rushing in. No sooner had the first come to an end than the second and third degradation came rushing in. It seemed to the Israelites as if the sun had been extinguished in the sky. He would look to the earth and behold unbearable dread, distress, darkness, and gloom. It was as if all the evil of the world, from the depth of the sea to beyond the mountains of darkness, assembled together in Egypt like an angry mob, until united in its resolve to do away with the Jews. The force of evil fell upon them, oppressing and harassing them to crush the last ounce of their strength. If Pharaoh was corpulent and in good spirits, he would decree evil upon the Israelites in order to take pleasure in their pain and enjoyment in their degradation. And if he was sickly and leprous, as indeed Pharaoh happened to be in one of these plagues, the Jews hoped that it would humble, that his physical sickness and the plagues of Egypt would humble Pharaoh's closed and murderous heart, to humble his heart. But it only bolstered and supported his wickedness. He decreed one night that 150 Jewish children would be slaughtered by day, and that 150 Jewish children would be slaughtered by night. And then he proceeded to bathe his loathsome, decrepit flesh in the blood of those pure angels. He bathed in the blood of children. Heavenly courts, assess the situation. Look at all the actions of men from the days that they first walked on the earth. Afterwards you will testify from the day that God created the world, you have never seen such inhumanity. You will join the human witnesses in their shock, they're speechless and ashamed to complain about their own travails. For when he knows about the bitterness of our suffering in Egypt, he will naturally be silenced from being able to mention his own suffering. Somebody knows about the suffering of Egypt and what the Jews endured. He'll never again even be able to think about his own suffering if he truly knows what real suffering was. Stand, heavens, let your accusations roar like thunder. For have you ever witnessed man or beast as cruel as our oppressors, who tore innocent children from their mothers' laps, from their mothers' wombs, from their fathers' arms, to slaughter them? And you, earth, how does the blood that you have soaked up since then compare to this? Earth, have you ever bore such evil? So why don't you tear apart and crumble into the abyss rather than being an accomplice to such wickedness? Hiding within you the murdered bodies of the holy Jewish people, the people of God. Earth, O earth, don't cover our blood. We have received from our forefathers, as they did from theirs, that these were not low curs, that even a young upstart Egyptian could deride and ridicule. They came to Egypt as noblemen, lieutenants to the patriarchs. The highest ranks of the Egyptian accepted them with pride and honor when they first came. For the elder Yosef, son of Jacob, was the viceroy of all of Egypt, saving their land from famine and death. But the Egyptians did not mention or even remember Yosef or other elders of Israel who did such a great service to Egypt. Rather, their minds and hearts were united in decimating the Israelites.